pros, business minds and thought leaders share the secrets to success. Welcome to Call Me Successful.
Dan, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming in, looking very sharp.
Thank you, much
As
appreciated.
always.
Well, I have to match the studio, mate. What a nice video you've got.
I'm trying to go in for the more casual look today,
That's all right.
working in the office.
No, again, thank you for having me.
No, that's good, man. Well, we obviously spoke to Justin the other day. He was great. You guys are absolutely killing it down at Apollo. Obviously, you're a sales agent and an auctioneer. Give us the general story of you, firstly.
Yeah, cool. So started in the industry, would have been just under 3 years ago now that I had my real estate course. Wasn't really sure about the industry prior to getting into it. I had no friends, no family in it. I didn't really know that much about it. People had just said, oh, you should give it a crack, see what it's like. So I did the course, not really knowing what to expect too much. Funny enough, as I was doing the course, I had an agent knock at my door at the home. I was living at home at the time. She was like, oh, I need an agent that can come and work with me. So I had a job like that then and there. It was in my core area as well. So I grew up in Carindale. The agency there that dominated that area was Torres Property. So managed to get a gig with them, which was cool. Did the whole co-agent thing for a pretty short stint of time. Was probably there for about maybe a month and a bit, and kind of just picked it up quicker than probably some others. Yep. And decided to make the move and go out lead agent with about a month and a half into the industry. There, mate, have not looked back. It's been an absolutely great journey so far. Very, very hard working, but rewarding at the same time. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. About a year and a half, probably, or a year into the agent side of things, I then came across auctions. Was like, oh, what's this all about? And fell in love with the auction side of things, and then met up with Justin and sort of did a bit of research on all the auctioneers in Brisbane at the time, and I thought Justin's skill as an auctioneer and as a person was just by far the best that I'd seen at the time, and still do believe that as well. I think he's definitely the best auctioneer in the country, and have been with him ever since.
What I think he does really well is, even if it doesn't matter who he's speaking to, if you're connecting eyes with Justin, he's fully centered in that conversation, and he's there in that moment. I think he does really well. Yeah,
absolutely. He can just gel and connect with anyone very, very quickly, which is what makes him, I think, very, very successful and good to work around.
Absolutely. So what have you learned, I guess, coming from real estate, from not in real estate in the last 3 years? I've been in it even less than you, about 18 months now, and I now live and breathe it. I feel like I know what everyone and everything is happening in real estate in terms of the market, and who's selling what, who's moving where. Are you in it?
I am in it. Definitely, you're in it a lot more, as I get to see it sort of two sides as the auctioneer and the agent side. So definitely still in it. I think it's good you get sort of that I get that sort of different side of being an agent and then the auctioneer as well, because I can sort of put that together and intertwine that. But yeah, I definitely think that gelling and getting to know every other agent, and sort of you get to work with different ones, as was saying before, and you get to find out a bit of a flow and what works and what doesn't, and then you sort of just be a bit of a sponge. Still am being a sponge, being only new into the industry. A lot of egos in the industry, Dan, as you can probably attest to, only 18 months in. But putting aside that, I think, mate, it's a lot of fun. I couldn't do anything else after being in it for this period of time. I'm definitely going to be in it for the long run. So
yeah, I totally agree. It's one of those things you've got to be in 10 plus years if you're committing to this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably the hardest thing when you start as well. Like, you've got all this energy to try to get listings as quickly as possible. You want to try to, get your runs on the board, and then it doesn't really happen for 6, 12, 18 months. And it's just that process of not thinking about straight away, but the future of what it could be.
Do you auction your own properties?
I do, yes. That's what I sort of started. I was like, oh, well, there's not many auction agents in Brisbane. It's not really a thing. And down sort of in Melbourne, Sydney, it's a little bit more of a thing. And I was like, well, this could be a bit of a nice point of difference. Okay. Having a chat to owners, it actually helped me get a few listings, which I'd then go and call auctions, just telling the owners like, hey, and instead of getting another auctioneer, I'm just going to be the auctioneer. I know the buyers. I know what they've got to spend. I know sort of, I've met them over the last few weeks. We've already got that rapport. So then on auction day, it was generally a very, very competitive auction, because they'd all think that they were going to be the buyers. I'd open the bidding up, and there'd be a few other bidders, and they'd be like, oh, what? And sort of it would be a very, very go auction, which was a lot of fun, and still was a lot of fun. So
for you, what is it that you love about it? Is it a bit of adrenaline? Obviously there's things happening every time. You're telling me a few stories off camera.
It's sort of like on auction floor, when I'm like auctioning my own property, it's almost like a bit of a game. Like, you get the registered bidders there, which is all good, and then you sort of need to have the idea on the day about who's not going to only buy it, but then how to get the most amount of money, which I think Justin has sort of taught me very, very well, is that it's not just about selling it, but it's, as the auctioneer, you being able to pick and decide who's going to buy it the most money, and not just selling it, but maybe then pausing the auction, pulling them aside, negotiating with them, getting more money, going up on the floor, calling it on the market, and then selling it. So I think being able to sort of read the play, and sort of as the agent and auctioneer, you've got a really good concept of that, because you're sort of in the whole marketing campaign for 4 weeks, and on auction day it's not just like a whole lot of fresh faces. You've sort of made a game plan with those buyers, and it's more of an exciting sort of day, because you know that they're going to bid. It's just who's going to buy it, and then where you can get them to in terms of the best price.
That's super interesting, actually, when you look at it like that. If you know all the buyers already, you know who's coming in with what.
Yeah, and obviously your job as the agents to get those registered bidders there. But I think once you follow the Apollo auction process, it's pretty easy to do, and having those genuine conversations with buyers, which I think sort of what we were talking about before. Being at Apollo, it's really good because I get to work with a lot of independent agencies, and I get to work with really great agents, and then agents that probably don't run auctions as well. So from that part of it, it's actually quite exciting, because it makes it always different, and there's always different things to do at auction. It's never one's the same.
Yeah, sure. On that topic, what do you think, in your personal opinion, separates a great auction campaign to probably a poor one?
I think in the market we're in at the moment, buyer communication and buyer rapport is super important. Something that I sort of see agents do really well at is having great conversations with buyers about their budgets, about if they've bid at auction before, about how much they like the property, getting offers prior to auction, number of those things. So something at the moment that buyers come in, if it's my open homes or if it's other agents' open homes, I tell them, ask the buyers, guys, have you bid at auction before? It's a super easy question that they'll say yes or no. If they say yes, they're a hot buyer. They're ready to buy something. They can bid unconditionally. It's going to open up so much more conversation for then you to lead on to the next question, and not just, hey guys, what do you think of the property? Auction Saturday, do you want to come along? They've just got a bit more, rapport building with them, getting price feedback, asking them what, price they'd commit to, getting them to make an offer on the property, and then drawing them to come along to auction, I think is what really good agents do. And sort of the agents that probably don't run auction campaigns as well, they'll, tell the buyers, oh guys, auction's next Saturday, owners want to sell, come along, see you then. And you sort of, you really need to hold those buyers' hand in this market the whole way through, make them feel like they are the buyer throughout the campaign, and then auction day, you're going to have a lot of registered bidders, and it'll be a successful auction.
And it's game on.
It's game on, exactly right. So,
what was your background like? What kind of gives you this? Are you competitive? Would you say?
Yeah, I am quite competitive. I think. Yeah.
Were you a footballer, or what were you back in the day? Give me.
Yeah, played a little bit of football. Very into sport. Any sport that I'll do. Wasn't great at any one sport, but any sport that I did play, I was probably average at. But
about the same.
Yeah, but tried to think I was the best at it. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. But no, very, very competitive. I think most agents are in this industry. The good ones anyway. You've got sort of people that you want to obviously try to beat. So I think it's important in this field of work to be surrounded with people that are doing better than you, so then you can push to do better than them as well.
And I guess the key to a successful auction is to drive heaps of traffic to realestate.com, to the landing pages, to everything we need to get it to the auction to create more competition.
Absolutely.
And you being an agent, obviously you have to be really good at that as well. It's not you just rocking up and calling the auction. It's you need to get people there. It's on you. So what's your plan? What's your marketing plan to get people in the door?
So I think for my plan, and then for those really good agents that run auction campaigns really well, I think they don't think of an auction, the campaign of, we've got an auction, how can we sell it? They think of an auction of, how can we generate this auction into another listing? So it's getting a listing off the back of this auction. The reason that I love auctions as well is because every auction we try to do that's on site, you've got a whole bunch of neighbours that you can invite to that street. I think a lot of people as well, they'll think of neighbours of people that, we need to get them along there so they can know the price and see if they want to sell. That's sort of not where I sort of see the partake of that happening. I think neighbours are a really good opportunity to meet them. So, hey guys, we want to get you some great neighbours, come along to the auction. Most neighbours care about who's going to buy it, not what price it sells for. So if they can sort of lean in and get sort of that prospecting from it and say, hey guys, hopefully get you some great neighbours, we've got the auction going along, come along. I think those little 1%ers of things really add up to, again, get that listing on the other end. So it's not just about getting the listing and then selling it at auction, it's getting a listing to then make it into another listing. And I think that's, again, what really good agents do well. And it's, again, having conversations with those buyers and then getting neighbours there as well and prospecting the street.
It's the real estate game, isn't it? I shouldn't say game, but it's like taking advantage of every opportunity to meet as many people as you possibly can at any time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just having conversations with people, you know, it doesn't need to be 20-minute, half an hour conversations. It can be short and sharp, send a text after the auction, let them know, just keep sort of on them. I think as well, some really good agents, what they do as well is sometimes vendors won't answer for 3 or 4 months. You're giving me a call every month, no answer, they stop. Whereas if you just keep on them, leaving voicemails, keep sending texts, they will one day come back to you and say, yep, I'm ready to sell, you've kept me up to date. Sorry I haven't responded to you, but I'm going to sell with you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's probably actually great for new agents coming through.
Oh, it's because it's so defeating as well as an agent when you're prospecting and sending texts and they said, call me next week, you call them, they don't answer, then you've got to wait another week, and then you're still like got the mindset of like, oh, maybe they're not going to, list with me, maybe I should just give up. Whereas I feel like don't give up, keep prospecting and keep informing them of what's happening in the marketplace, and then when they are ready, they'll turn around and sell.
Yeah. And I've seen your social media as well. You're quite clean. You're pretty regular on it.
Yeah.
Everything seems pretty high quality, well done.
Oh, thank you.
So, and I think if you look at what you're doing, what you're delivering at the auction, and then we look at your socials, and we look at everything that you're giving out to the world, it's like high quality, crisp. It's like I feel like we know what we're expecting when you walk in the door.
Thank you.
So I think you do that really well. Is that put a sort of part of your plan? Is social media? Does that play any part in?
It does. I've probably been a little bit slack with it as of late, but I think it sort of comes in a bit of ways sometimes with social media. Like I'm not a massive believer that social media gets you many listings. I actually probably think it defers you and is a bit more of a time waster than actually getting that, because I think you need to be having conversations with people, not people looking at you and doing it like that. In my opinion, some agents do it really, really well, but for me, I'm probably someone that likes having conversations not only with sellers but then agents that I call auctions for as well, a bit more privately. And I think it's good to use Instagram to show your platform and show what you like and show your sort of personality and sort of on auction day. But for me, I don't think it's a tool to get more listings or prospect in that way.
Okay, so what are you using it for? To kind of show your personality?
Yeah, showcase the personality. Obviously, if there's a nice property, that's good to put out as well. But I think more so, the reason that I probably am doing it at the moment is to show my call of auctions. We've got next week the REIQ auction competition in Queensland coming up, so entering in that, which is exciting. But probably more so to just keep showing the public me as an auctioneer, wanting to be in this for a long, long time. So just improving as well over time. I think me posting it and then I go back and watch them and try to see what I can do better at and those types of things as well. But I think it's just putting yourself out there as well.
I'm big on social media for social proof. So if you walk into a door and you've got a listing presentation and they've seen you 50 times, it's super hard to, like, maybe you're on a billboard or something, they've seen you, but if they're seeing different personalities, they're seeing that you can laugh, that you can be serious, you can close deals, you can do all these things. It's almost like for us, we walk in the door, the deal's almost done by the time you're in there, because okay, he is how he's been perceived online, which is super trustworthy. Let's sign here. So
100% social proof is massive, and especially most people these days are on all socials. So if you're doing well on there, it's definitely going to add favoritism to getting the listing or signing it up.
What's your opinion outside of that? If we go like print media, all this, all those
I love
extra.
print media.
Okay,
I love print media. I think it's a game changer still. I think depending on how you do it and what you do, I think what you need to do with your print media is important. I don't think it should just be, we sold this XYZ. You need to add a story behind the sale to it, add some really good facts about it, and you got to stay consistent with it. If you do it once and you're expecting something, it's not probably going to work. But if you sort of do an overlay of it and make that sort of your patch, that area, you're definitely going to have traction and success with it. I actually recently did something probably around a year ago, which worked really, really well for me. And it was a little QR code that I had made on a little brochure drop. So if I sold a property, I'd make, a couple of hundred DLs. I'd put a little QR code on the back of the brochure. And for the owners I'd put it in the letterbox drops. For the owners to find out what the property sold for, they had to scan the QR code, and I got their names, number, and then addresses as well. So that for me worked really well. I think I got 1 in 10 ratio of actually people putting their details in straight in the database. They might not be selling now, but definitely want to keep up to date with the market, what's happening. So that would be a really easy way for me to just prospect and get names and numbers of people that I didn't have to speak to, but they're interested about what's happening in the market, and that will eventually turn into a sale.
Do you ever reach out as an auctioneer over an agent to a potential seller? Or do you always come across as the agent first?
I use probably as at a point of difference. So definitely as an agent first. If a vendor's saying, no, I'm not doing an auction, hate auction, if you're going to pitch auction in front of me, you're not getting the business, I'll say, cool, we're not doing an auction.
No worries.
No worries. And I think depending on the property as well, in the marketplace, there are specific properties that are probably more so suited to auction and ones that you might be able to sell private treaty. So I've got great respect for both ways of methods of sale, but I think it comes down to the vendor and to the type of property. But letting them know why auction is the best method of sale. I think if you look at Brisbane in the last 5 years, every record, street record sale, suburb record, majority of them are being by auction. I think as well, if you're just putting that competition and doing it correctly, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get the best price out of the market.
Good point. I was actually going to ask you that, like in your biased opinion,
Yeah.
why is auction?
Yeah. I think a lot of people also get to the point of auction. We need to sell on auction day. If it doesn't sell on auction day, it's a flop of a campaign, and we're going to get the listing taking off us, and it's this big bad sort of grey area that people have. And agents as well, they get super defeated if it doesn't sell at auction, or if it gets really close to, and then they have to pass it in. I think it's the process though. There's a statistic in Queensland that there's 77% of properties that are going under contract within 1 week of it passing in at auction, which is crazy to think. So from that perspective, I think it's again the process. But if it doesn't sell at auction, you've still got all these other buyers that are still going to be most likely willing to pay that same or similar money to what it's going to be. So I do think though, if you'd run the auction campaign correctly, again, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the premium price out of the market. It's going to sell over reserve, and it's going to be a really good campaign. Again, that comes back to the agent and how well they have conversations with those buyers. So we had an auction for Roxy. Shout out Roxanne, great agent, for her on Saturday. It ended up selling for $390,000 over reserve, which was a crazy result. Called Roxy's Auctions for a while now, and she's an example of an agent who just runs it very smoothly, has really good conversations with buyers, will bring them along to auction, then it's always a competitive auction. Works the floor really well. Yeah, great agent to work for.
If you're working with agents and you're also working with potential sellers,
yes,
everyone's your business partner.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, love the industry. It's great. I sort of call it auctions. I'd probably say anywhere for majority between Logan down to the Gold Coast, and then for Torres as well, where I work, and then sort of leaning definitely more towards the auctioning in then sort of the future. I'd say I spend maybe 70% of my time focusing on auctions, and then sort of 30% with the listings and sales. But I still like the listings and sales because I'm still in the industry. I'm still doing it. I'm still getting an idea and getting to learn about what's changing in the industry, how to tweak it, how to make it better. So I think from that perspective, it's actually a good thing. Whereas there's some other auctioneers out there who have never been agents before. They don't understand what it's sort of like in those agents' shoes. And I think that's probably another little bit of a point of difference that I can sort of bring, because I can actually sympathise and understand where that agent's coming from in terms of if there's something that they might not like, might want me to do differently, or might have a question or conversation with the vendor about doing something differently. So for that perspective, I think it's got a very broad aspect of the industry.
If we go back a little bit, you're in this industry 3 years.
Yep.
What would you do differently now? If you started today again?
There's probably not a whole lot that I would do differently. Like I've had a very happy run in the just under 3 years that I've been here. I think probably something that I did differently when I started as a lead agent. So I was a PT at the time. I worked for F45 in Carina. Shout out to the gym there. And
before you go on, did you have one of those microphones?
No, I didn't need to. I'm an auctioneer, so I didn't need to. I could just naturally project the voice, which was good. But every morning, 4 a.m, I'd go in there, train 4 classes. I'd see close to 90 people. They're all homeowners in the area. As a PT, you're more or less their psychologist sometimes. So they'd say, Jack, what do you do outside from here? Let them know I'm an agent, just starting out. And then sort of that was the database for the 12 months that I was there, and then that sort of helped me lead into that lead agent, and then just ready to go off my own and had some business ready to go. But I think being involved with a specific community in an area so you can prospect and leverage around that and see people, you can make real estate really fun.
Totally agree.
It can be like the funnest thing ever. You don't need to sit in an office for 7 hours, pump out cold calls to people you've never spoken to before, asking to update them on the market every 6 months. You can go to gyms, you can do different sort of social activities where there are people in there, whether they own homes or not. They could become buyers one day, which will turn into sellers. Like, you just need to see people. And I feel like asking the question as well, a lot of people don't ask this, and this is game changer. Do you know anyone that's looking to sell? Do you have any friends or relatives that are looking to sell or buy? Mm-hmm. After you've already sold a property, whilst you're talking to buyers and sellers, like, that's also game changer, because referrals are massive, and there's always people that might know of someone that's not selling yet, but they might do something in the future.
Do you think people appreciate directness at times?
100%, yeah. Directness and genuineness, I think. Yeah, I think they sort of correlate very well.
Fair enough. I think if people trust you, but you have the confidence to talk down the line to them, like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, a lot of vendors, we're a BS industry. So I think if you can not BS people and be genuine about it, they can see through that pretty quickly. So not, overflating the price and not giving them just BS answers that you're trying to, you can't sleep at night with sort of thing. So I think, and it's going to make you not sleep at night as well if you do that 9 times out of 10, and it's just a very bad experience for them and for you.
It's part of our mission here at AKG is to humanise agents. You look at the stats and where they're ranked in the most not appreciated people in the world.
Absolutely, yeah, they're
politicians,
right down on the line. So
people they make too much money for what they do, all these sort of things. But we're trying to combat the world. What the dropout rates are 85 to 90% real estate agents in the first 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And it's those that, push and they work all the time. They work 7 days a week at times for years. They don't go on holidays. Like, I look at it and go, geez, there's a reason I'm not an agent currently. Yeah.
It's definitely demanding. I think there's this, you've got to have a specific type of willpower to push past. And I think, I love rejection. Rejection's king. Love it.
You like it?
Yeah, because it sort of drives you to get something else. I feel like if you're not being rejected, you're not going to get success. If that makes sense. If you're not getting rejected, you won't get something good.
What sort of rejection are we talking here?
All types. No, more so. Not selling, Jack. I'm going to go with someone else, or those types of things. No, I don't want to use you as my auctioneer. I've got someone else there. I feel like that's drives you to sort of just keep pushing forward and then go and get the next one.
Yeah.
I think whereas sometimes if you miss a listing or lose a listing, get someone else that books an auction, you can sort of go on hiding and be a bit defeated about it. Whereas I think you need to bounce back and go and get something else.
Where did you get your thick skin from?
I've done a lot of travel. I'm actually quite well travelled. So I feel like when you travel, especially solo, I've done a lot of solo travel as well, you need to sort of build a bit of a thick skin tolerance because you don't know sometimes what you're doing. Different cultures are very, very different. So I think that's probably helped me a little bit. Very cultured in that sense and lucky to have travelled a lot. So maybe that and just putting yourself out there, having confidence. You've got sort of nothing to lose at the end of the day. Like a lot of people say, don't get nervous with auctions. And I'm like, well, 5 minutes after, no one's going to remember me. So I just have to not stuff up for 5 minutes and it's okay. Sort of thing. So, but no, that's probably where it comes from.
It's a good way to look at it. I'm very the same. I don't know if you've seen any stuff I put out there. But sometimes a borderline, is it funny or not?
Mate, I love it. I think it's good. You got great content.
I'll take it. But I always got to say to everyone too, everyone's the biggest judge on themselves. Everyone thinks that their voice is the worst. Their face is gross. They're all these things. I hear it every day from everyone. And we're such advocates for just trying to put that away. People really don't care as much as you do. And there's times where I do public speaking too, where it's the same thing. I'm like, this could go awfully wrong. I could think like that, or I could just think positively and go, this could go awfully right. Yeah,
it's for a lot of agents, you can probably attest to this. For a lot of agents that have been in the industry that have those egos, there are a lot of insecurities that come with that, which is very you wouldn't think that because a lot of them are so confident and I like that. But I think we're all human at the end of the day, so just move past. It's a person to person. You don't need to worry about those little things, in my opinion. Push past it, be confident, be genuine, and you're gonna do a good job.
Yeah, perfect. If you don't let much affect you and you just keep going. We look at things like because we're obviously in marketing. My wife and I, Tia, love marketing. It's our thing. But it's always just testing. We're just kind of sometimes it doesn't work, and we go, okay, that didn't work.
We'll make sure we don't do that again and do it the next time.
Exactly. But if you keep doing it and it's always wrong, I feel like let's put the brakes on here.
Let's retweak it completely and let's do something differently.
Exactly,
but you need to trial and error, and that's how you find out what works and what doesn't work at the end of the day.
100%. So. Before this, we owned a gym and we trialed something, and we're kind of working with everyone. We didn't want to, let's call something. Let's make this thing called the amateur to athlete. We wanted to work with athletes.
Yep.
And cool. It was okay. We kind of got amateurs though. I'm like, I want to work with athletes. We called it the Athlete Hub. Oh, there they were. They all came in.
Yep.
Athletes from everywhere. We had a couple of potential Olympians and Commonwealth Games and that sort of thing. And it kind of showed us that, you work with who you put, whatever you're putting out there, it will come to you. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to, keep on battling, keep working hard.
Exactly. Jack, I'm going to leave you on. Can you tell me your elevator pitch?
Yeah.
Why work with you over anyone?
Well, I'll say this to other agents that have said, who are you, Jack, from Apollo Auctions? I'll say, look, I'm very, very similar to Justin, a little bit taller, same hairline, and a little bit younger. Yeah. And they say, okay, cool, we'll give you a crack. So, but no, look, 27, about to be 28. Again, absolutely love the industry, not going anywhere. So would love to keep developing the skills and showcasing what I can do to other agents and keep calling auctions and keep smashing in Brisbane market.
I think you're killing it. I think you're on fire, and I think we'll
Thank you,
keep
Dan.
seeing these numbers keep rising. And
Hopefully.
we'll see you in more papers and more social media videos.
Fingers crossed.
The whole thing. So appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you very much, Dan. Pleasure.